We're back with the 2011 MacBook Pro. If you've been following this series, you already know this machine has been through quite a journey. We've upgraded it, we've revived it, we've experimented with operating systems, and proved that unsupported doesn't automatically mean dead. But today, I'm going to ask a different question. Can this 2011 MacBook still game in 2026? So let's remind ourselves quickly on the specifications of this 2011 MacBook Pro. It has an Intel Core i5-2435M processor, 16 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM that's running at 1333 MHz, Intel HD 3000 graphics, and a 256 gigabyte 2.5-inch SSD. Now, I'm making a change up. Up until now, I've been running Ubuntu on this machine. While it worked, I've been putting up with the constant little driver annoyances. After updates, something would break. Wi-Fi would need tweaking, graphics driver would need attention. Nothing major, but enough to be frustrating. Then I realised something. On my other older laptops, when I switched them over to Linux Mint, everything just worked straight out of the setup. No driver hunting, no terminal fixes. After every update, it was smooth from day one. So I thought, why am I tolerating this here? If we're going to properly test whether this MacBook can still game, it deserves the best possible setup. So we're switching it to Linux Mint. If you've never installed Linux Mint before, it's honestly much easier than most people think. First, you'll need to access another computer. On that machine, head over to the official Linux Mint website and download the latest ISO file. Once that's downloaded, grab a USB stick, ideally 8 gigabytes or larger, ideally 16 gigabytes to be safe. Then download a tool called Rufus. Rufus allows you to flash the Linux Mint ISO file onto the USB stick and turn it into a bootable installer. You simply open Rufus, select the ISO file, choose your USB driver, and let it do its thing. After a few minutes, you'll have a bootable Linux Mint USB ready to go. Next, plug that USB into the 2011 MacBook Pro, turn it on, and immediately hold down the Option key. That brings up the Mac boot menu. From there, you'll see the USB driver appear as a boot option. Select it, and the MacBook will boot into the Linux Mint Live desktop. This part is brilliant because you can test everything before installing. So you can check the Wi-Fi works, test all the sound, move the trackpad around, and just generally say how it feels. And on this machine, straight away, everything worked. No driver drama, no missing components, it just worked. Once you're happy, you simply click Install Linux Mint. On the desktop, follow the installation steps, check your drive, set your username and password, and within about 15 to 20 minutes, you're done. And I have to say, Linux Mint on this MacBook feels so much better. It's smoother, it's more responsive, and most importantly, it hasn't given me any driver headaches I had on Ubuntu. If you're running older hardware, I would highly recommend trying Linux Mint. The driver manager on here completely found the Wi-Fi drivers immediately. No terminal prompts or anything like that I had to do in Ubuntu, which was an absolute nightmare. After every single update, I had to go and do it. But enough of that. Let's get to the main question. Can it still game in 2026? We know Linux Mint has made the system feel fresh again. It's responsive, it's supportive, it's secure. But can the older AMD graphics hardware actually hold up? There's only one way to find out. So I installed Steam. Now, let's be realistic here. I'm not loading up the latest AA titles, releases, and expecting miracles. This is older hardware and a MacBook. It wasn't really made to game. It's not designed for cutting-edge ray tracing or ultra settings in modern titles. But what people forget is that there are thousands upon thousands of games perfectly suited to hardware exactly like this. So I went with some classics. I tested Half-Life 2, which even today remains one of the best shooters ever made. I loaded up Left 4 Dead 2, still an incredibly fun co-op experience. And of course, I had to try Team Fortress 2, a game that has aged brilliantly and continues to have an active player base. And honestly, it handled them pretty well. The gameplay was smooth, the performance stable, it wasn't a slideshow, it wasn't a stuttering mess. It was genuinely playable and genuinely enjoyable. Part of the reason for that is how far Linux gaming has come. Steam's Proton compatibility layer has completely changed the landscape. Years ago, gaming on Linux meant you were severely limited. Now, Proton allows many Windows titles to run surprisingly well under Linux. The ecosystem has improved massively compared to where it used to be. So guys, one thing I just wanted to add in at this point as well is that when you are running these games, make sure that you are running at the correct proton level, because if you do select the wrong one, for example, the first one I selected was 9.0-4, it literally couldn't even run this front page. It was like a slideshow. It just make sure you experiment with them when you're loading the game to make sure you're picking the right one. Sometimes the Steam Scout option is the best, and sometimes it is not. Sometimes the Proton levels and updates are the better ones. For example, Proton Experimental works certain games, so you might have to just play around with those Proton levels a little bit to see what runs the best. But yeah, I just wanted to say, don't, just because it doesn't run the first time, go in and change those compatibility modes. Could mean the difference of the game being playable and the game not being playable. So the answer is yes. This 2011 MacBook Pro still games in 2026. No, it's not going to run the latest AAA titles at ultra settings. No, it's not competing with modern gaming rigs. But for those older games that you remember, and pretty much the majority of Steam library, it will hold up. And here's the key difference. Under the older macOS versions, this laptop had already passed its sell-by date. In terms of security and support, it was finished. Using it online would only become more risky over time. By Apple standards, it was already classed as obsolete. Under Linux Mint, that story changes completely. Now, it has years of support ahead of it, it receives regular updates, it benefits from active development and ongoing security patches. It's no longer drifting towards irrelevance. It's not destined for landfill anymore. We saved another laptop from the e-waste pile. And that's what this series is really about. It's not about squeezing all the performance out of all of these machines, just like in the last gaming laptop video that I did. If you've got an old gaming laptop, MacBook, or an old Windows 10 laptop sitting around, make sure you check these videos out. Maybe this is your sign to try something different with them. Install Linux Mint, install Steam, load up some classics. You might be surprised by what your obsolete hardware can still do. So if you are enjoying this series, do make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are trying to keep old technology out of the e-waste pile. If you have any suggestions of technology that you have that you would like to see videos on, I'm happy to come up with some ideas and help you along. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit this hype button as well on the channel. It helps push the video out and helps the channel out massively. If you are interested in helping the channel, then go check out the new merchandise. And if you want to go even further, then consider being a member to the channel and get perks along the way, like early access to videos, and come and join the crew. And I will catch everyone in the next one.